Hey, JJ here, and welcome back to the channel. All right, everyone, so we are here in 2024. Happy New Year to you. And this will be my first quarter hunt of the year, and I'm super excited. I know last year I came across some nice silver finds, both in coin rolls as well as in pocket change. Came across some nice W mint quarters, which are always fun to find, as well as a number of errors. Okay, so hopefully this year there can be a lot of really cool things that we can put on the scoreboard. And I'm excited to get going, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hunt 25 rolls. I'm going to do some reveals as well as hunt some offline to save some time, and I'll come back and show you some of the highlights. But let's go ahead and dig right on in. I have my microscope to the left just in case we want to look at a couple of interesting pieces together. And yeah, this should be fun. So let's go ahead. I'm going to open up, let's see here, a couple of these probably like 8 of these customer wrap rolls, and I'll open these up, see if we can get any quick silver hits just to look for the rim, and then I'll kind of throw these in a big old pile and I'll hunt them offline, and then I'll come back with some recaps. So you guys know how I like to look for these edges, looking for silver, Washington quarters, or even some standing liberties would be pretty cool, or perhaps even some barber quarters. But we're looking for those silver planches, 90% silver. Largely with the silver you'll come across the George Washington, so starting in 1932 on up to 1964, those would be your 90 percenters there. They're definitely getting harder to find, but they are still out there. Alright, let's look at a few more of these. I'll open them up here just like so and see if we can pick off any of these edges. Don't see any there. Okay, cool. Let's do, let's see, 3 more, and then I'll hunt them, and I'll come back with a quick recap on those first 5, all right? Hopefully I didn't get cheated out of any of these quarters. Sometimes with the customer wrap rolls, they don't always count out 40 like they should, so it happens from time to time. What's this interesting one? This one doesn't have any reeds on the edge. Let's just see. Oh yeah, nothing special. All right. No silver so far. Let's do 2 more and then I'll hunt them offline. Hope everyone's New Year's is off on a good note. Whoops. Alright, let's see here. Any silver? Nothing there. So you can see that those copper bands in there. So with your clad, it's going to be roughly 92 or so percent copper and then 8% nickel for these quarters. So we're looking for the 90% silver and 8% copper, or 90% silver, 10% copper, excuse me, for the silver quarters. And that silver content is what elevates that precious metal, is what elevates that value, as well as it being an older coin and it's just collectible, because they're obviously harder to find than your standard clad. Okay, so no silver here. I'm going to hunt these and I will be back shortly. All right, see you in a minute. All right, hey, JJ back. So nothing really big out of those first 5. I put a few to the side, just some that I want to look at. These Nebraska Homestead quarters, always looking for extra roof and leaky buckets. I always like to put these Wisconsin quarters under the microscope, look for an extra leaf, both the low and the high leaf. I like to look at the My Angelou doubled earring error, excuse me. So I have that to put off to the side, and we'll look at some of these later. The Duke Ellington, if there's some doubling in his name, ELL, I've seen those go for a lot of value. And then there's a handful of just some 65, 66s, and 67s. These are Philadelphia only, so there were no Denver, and these have some doubling, so I put a handful of these to the side. Some 65. Sorry, my gloves are a little bit dirty. Let's see here, get a little better close up. So kind of like some 65s, that one's a little dirty, 66s and 67s, those 3 years. Again, there's no Denver mint marks, only Philadelphia, which there is no mint mark, so that means you know it's Philadelphia. And so for those 3 years, there's some potential doubling, some DDOs and DDRs as well. So I'll put those aside, look at some of those towards the end of the video with you guys. So 5 down, 20 to go, and I will do some offline and I'll bring everyone in with a recap. All right, see you in a minute. Right, hey, JJ back here. So nothing out of those next 5. I did have a couple of these new ones. New quarters from 2023. This is Edith Kanako Ole quarter. There's some die clashes out here that I was looking for. This one looked fine though, but I'm going to put it under the microscope just to make sure I don't see any George Washington impressions over to the left. And then with the Bessie Coleman quarter, I'm just going to put it under the microscope here towards the end of the session so we can all see if there's any doubling in the initials and if there's any die chips on the wings up there, okay? All right, so I'm going to hunt through, looks like we have 15 remaining. I'm going to hunt through about 10 of these offline, and I'll come back with any key finds. All right, see you in a minute. All right, JJ back, hunted through. So not a ton of things. Did pick up 3 of these bicentennial quarters. You guys know these are my favorite quarters. Got the dual date, like so, dual date on the obverse. This is a D mint, so I'll be looking for some doubling action a little bit later under the microscope. That's the reverse. And I came across this beauty right here. Nice and shiny. It's got that two-tone glossy background. It's got that frosty George Washington image there. You see that mint mark, that's an S. So this is a proof quarter. And the reverse is going to be Texas. So this is pretty cool. Nice glossy mirror image. Got a couple small scratches on it, but yeah, you don't come across these a whole lot in circulation. And so someone must have got like a little mint set or a gift or something and just decided to spend it back. But as you're opening up your coin rolls and you start kind of looking at the coins, these definitely will catch your eye because of that nice glossy background and that kind of frosty like image of George Washington. So thought that was really cool. Okay, so that's what that looks like, a nice proof. And then I got a few other coins here to the left, just some standard coins again. Some of the ones we've already seen. I'm going to throw them under the microscope at the conclusion of the video, and we'll have a look to see if we can pick off anything that I can't see with my naked eye. And so that's obviously what the microscope is good for, to get those details for you. But all right, I'm going to finish these last 5. In fact, let's open these up here on camera with everyone watching, see if we can get any silver. Lately, when I've been getting these kind of silvery looking rims, they've always been Canadian quarters. So haven't got a George Washington here lately, but we're just kind of look at that, see if there's any silver. Nothing there. All right, so I'll open these few up in front of everyone, see if we can pick off the silver, then I'll hunt these offline, and we'll look at a few of these under the microscope, see if we can pick off any cool finds. Okay, so no silver action here. Hope if you haven't already joined the channel, I hope you consider subscribing and leaving a comment. I would certainly appreciate that. Whoop, and I'm over here being clumsy. All right, let's see how I can drop in quarters. This one I have in my hand, Marsh Billings. Let's see what this is. Is this a W? What is that? It's dirty. Nope, it's Philadelphia. So no cigar there. Zoom on out. Let's try these last 2. Any silver? No silver edge. There's a whole lot of copper in there, okay? And then this last one. All right, no silver there either. Okay, I'll hunt these. I'll see you guys in a minute. All right, sit tight. All right, hey, JJ back. So finished out those remaining 5. Nothing really to show for them. Just have a few here under the microscope that we'll look at together. And we'll start with, let's see here, the 65s, 66s, and 67s. All right, so we have a 65. Right, and no mint mark, so it's Philadelphia. Again, the 65s, 66s, and 67s will be the Philadelphia. There's no Denver. So I'm just gonna look under here. Let's see, Liberty. Zoom on in just a bit. I'm looking at the letters. I'm looking at In God We Trust, looking for doubling. Okay, I'll turn it over to the reverse side, and I'll look at United States of America. Just looking for any doubling. Okay. And for me to keep it, it has to be pretty significant. You know, there'll be some where there's maybe one letter. And, you know, if you kind of squint, you might see some spreading a little bit on the letters. But for me, I want to see it pretty much on all the letters, you know, for me to want to keep it, okay? So that's 65, 66, same thing. I'll repeat this for all three of those years. Look at the letters, particularly the E. You can see a lot of spreading, the E and the R. So this one looks okay. Sometimes you can see it on the T. And then again, I'll turn it over on the reverse. Look to see if there's anything worth holding on to. All right, same thing with the 67. I'll skip that for now. It's the same premise. All right, I have some 2022 Maya Angelou quarters. Zoom on in, looking at that earlobe, looking for that double earring. It's going to be right underneath, so we can see that earring. So you're looking for the creation of another one right underneath, and that's that doubling that we're looking for. So this one's fine. Let's look at a couple more of these. Same thing, laser in on that ear, looking for that double ear ring. I'll turn it over to look for drooling George or any die chips on that nose. The pimple on the nose error. Let's try one more. It's a little blurry. Let's zoom on out just a bit. Okay, nothing there. All right. And what else do I want to tee up here? I had a couple of these homesteads, quarters, looking for leaky buckets, nothing underneath that bucket. Right at the top, looking for some duplication, kind of resembling in that sort of wood cupboard. The glass behind there, looking for doubling. Looking on the roof for some snow. Okay. All right, this one looks okay. Let's try this one. Let's try the Duke Ellington. Looking at the ELL, looking for some doubling. Looking on the piano keys for some doubling. This one looks okay. All right, here's one of my favorite ones. Kanaka Ole quarter. Got some, looks like we have some wear, but I don't see any clashing impressions of George Washington on this reverse side. See if we can pick off any die cracks or die chips. No, this one looks okay. All right, let's try Bessie Coleman. Looking at the plane. Looking for some die chips there. Okay, nothing. Looking at the EC initials, looking for some doubling. And CTC, looking for some doubling. This one looks okay. Let's try, let's see here, what else do I have? Want to look at the Wisconsin quarter. Looking for that high leaf, low leaf. This one's fine. Okay, so we looked at under the microscope for a few of these. Nothing spectacular going on. So just sort of back to what I was able to come away with for this hunt. So my favorites, of course, bicentennials. I like to collect those. I like to look for doubling on those D-mint ones. And then this is pretty much the jewel of the hunt. This proof with the S mint mark you can see there. Under In God We Trust, you see a little bit of scratching. But you see two tones, glass-like image, reverse. This is Texas, so very, very nice coin. And I'll just kind of hang on to this one for a while. But all right, everyone, so happy to kick off the year with this quarter hunt. Hope everyone enjoyed the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you soon. All right, take care.